Over the past 2 years, the Smash community found quite a few situations where it is not possible to tag when launched against a wall or the ground. Electric grounded spikes, being too close to a wall, the untechable spinning animation on the ground, and Cloud's up special that also prevents him from being able to tag. But there was still another mystery about some situations where none of the other untechable rules applied and players swore that they pressed the shield button in time but weren't able to tech. The same thing happened to me more than just once. For a long time, nobody could find an explanation for these seemingly untechable stage spikes until recently. A little while ago, the player called Ruben took a deep look into the game's code and spent hours researching to finally solve this untechable mystery. He made a blog post on ssbworld.com about all the details that you can find in the description of this video. I'm C5 from the Beefy Smash Dudes, and this is the Semi-Techable Wallbump. Okay, enough with the backstories, here's the deal. This new thing is not really an untechable situation. Like I said, it's a semi-techable wall bump or wall collision or whatever you want to call it. And what I mean by that is that it's only possible to tech them if you press shield before you touch the wall. As soon as you hit the wall, it becomes untechable. As a quick recap, usually when you get launched towards a wall, you have a window of 8 frames before you touch the wall, plus some frames while bumping into it to input shield. If done right, you will tech. But with a semi-techable wall bump, you only have a maximum of 8 frames before touching the wall to input shield. Note that tacking also never works if you input shield during hit lag of an attack. So in a situation where you get hit very close to a wall and it is a semi-techable wall bump, you might only have a very small time window to input the tag correctly. So far so good, but when and why exactly does it happen? Is there a way to avoid it completely? There's actually more than one trigger for semi-techable wall bumps. The first is walls that have wall jumping disabled. Yes, there are normal vertical walls in this game where wall jumping is just not possible. The simplest and most obvious example is the Omega form of the Pac-Land stage. And because wall jumping is not possible there, teching is also only possible if you press before colliding with the wall. When we look at competitive stages, there is only one currently legal stage that has walls with this property: Battlefield. In this picture, you can see the exact position and angle of Battlefield's walls, ceilings and ground marked with green lines. The purple lines mark walls with wall jump disabled. Colliding with these walls will cause a semi-techable wall bump. Thankfully, there are no other competitive stages that have walls like that, but some casual stages might still have them. The other trigger for semi-techable wall bumps are walls that have a length of less than 7 units, so pretty much just very small walls. Here are some examples of walls that are small enough. On competitive stages, walls like that almost only appear on the very edge of the stages. That is the case for Battlefield, Smashville, Town & City and Lylat Cruise. In these pictures, they are the red marked lines. On Final Destination and Dreamland, there are no such walls. Since these walls are all vertical, it is not that dangerous to miss a tag on one of those. But there is one piece of wall that can completely screw you. And that one lives near Smashville's right ledge. Yes, only the right side of Smashville, not the left one. As you can see, Smashville's ledge isn't just made up of one diagonal wall. It consists of many parts with different angles and length. And if you get knocked exactly into that small red-marked piece of wall, you get a semi-techable wall spike. Note that it may look like the lines go through the stage, but that's only the case because it is a 3D model and we look at it from the front while the lines are drawn on the sides of the stages. Here is another shot of Smashville from a different angle. As for Omega stages, we didn't check all of them, but we did check some of the most popular ones in competitive play. Pelotena's Temple, Garplane and Suzaku Castle look pretty standard with only the semi-techable vertical walls on the very edge and Garplane's walls at the bottom with wall jump disabled and therefore also semi-techable. Midgar, on the other hand, is a little weird overall, and besides the standard red vertical walls on the edges, it also has a small semi-techable wall on its left side, so be careful. There is one last trigger for semi-techable wall bumps that Ruben is still theorizing about. It's a bit complicated and not 100% confirmed, but bear with me because it's important. Do you see these orange spots in the pictures? These are called vertexes. They are basically just the spots in which two wall parts of the stage meet. Now, if a character collides exactly with such a vertex, it also causes a semi-techable wall bump. And if that theory is true, this means that it could happen almost anywhere. Every stage is made up of walls and the vertexes connecting them. Okay, so as complicated and annoying this stuff is, we just have to learn to deal with it and hope that Nintendo fixes it one day. It's actually very important to know about this, since it's not really untechable. You can avoid a stage spike if you learn it, it's just a lot harder. Most people are used to inputting the tag only when touching the wall, since it's easier, especially at higher percent. But with this knowledge, I recommend that you practice inputting the tag before touching the wall, since it's pretty much impossible to predict whether or not you get a normal wall bump or a semi-techable wall bump. Just make sure not to press too early. With that said, I wish all of you good luck in dealing with this, and again a huge thanks to Ruben for putting in that much work and really helping us out with this video. Share this video so that as many players as possible know about it, or don't if you want to keep it to yourself. If you are interested in some Smash themed clothing, you might like the designs we created for Donkey Kong and Bayonetta. We have even more designs on our Spreadshirt page, which you can find right here or in the description. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon and stay beefy!